Good afternoon. For all my videos, for such things as things that happen when living on the street, from digging in the dumpsters to the way social services treats us all, criminal codes and the way the government controls things, and the way employers manage our lifestyles. I went and got this from Kohl's bookstore, 42 bucks in total, approximately. It's all the criminal codes and whatnots on that. It has stuff like all this kind of stuff on, what is it? Charter of Rights, Bill of Rights, Charter of Rights and Freedom, control of drug substances, DNA, all the way from DNA Identification Act, the Firearms Act, to Motor Vehicle Transfer Act, to Sexual Offenders Information Registry Act, the Youth Criminal Justice Act. Has all kinds of interesting criminal code regulations. Everything from spraying of nauseous things. All you have to do is buy it. You find out what the code is. You go look through it. Spraying of nauseous things is a criminal intent. Well, it's a 245. And you just go to a 245, just like a what do you call it? Dictionary. You look through it and you finally find a 245, administrating of nauseous things. Anyone who administers or causes to be administered to any person, or causes any person to take poison or any other destructive or nauseous thing, is guilty of an inductible offense and liable, A and B. A, to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 14 years. Meaning hairspray, bear mace, oven cleaner, pee in a bottle, anything that can harm another person. Not just spraying of nauseous things. And you can go also find other things as trapping people, intending to harm, like, oh, go in that room and the room has a trap inside it, or you open that box and it blows up in your face, which is a 247, or a dumpster, or anything like that, or you hand them a bag that's sprayed with bear mace in it and they open it up and the fumes come into their face. Or an assault charge, a 265. So I go to 265 and I read a 265. 265, 264, assault. Uttering a threats in here, and assault, 265. A person committing any assault without the consent of another person. Meaning, without the consent, you gave a person the consent if, in the boxing ring, if your son says demonstrating something to you, or you're practicing your katas with full contact. Or contact, but they make you wear pads under the Amateur Act. Meaning, your son, say, is allowed to cow you. He's allowed to make you feel threatened, which is criminal negligence. Criminal negligence. Anyone who is criminally negligent, who, in doing anything or in omitting to doing anything that it is his duty to do, making one feel threatened, period, which is a 219. Also, torture, a 269-1. And I'll find this in here. All the way to slavery, under sexual slavery or personal slavery, working for nothing. My next book is a book on the dictionary, the definitions of discrimination and all that kind of stuff. Torture. 269. 1. Any official or any person acting at the instigation of or with the consent or adequacy of an official, an official who inflicts torture on any other person is guilty of an indictable offense and is liable to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 14 years. Definitions for the purpose of this section. Official means a peace officer, a public officer, a social worker, MLA, or anybody out there, a member of the Canadian Forces, or any person who may exercise the power of pursuit to the law enforced in force in a foreign state that would in Canada be exercised by a person referred to in paragraph A, B, C, which I will not read at this time. Torture means any act or omission by which serves pain or suffering, whether physical or mental, is intentionally inflicted on a person. Meaning, anybody on social services, you make them go dig in the dumpsters, call them freeloader, and a district or a city in a cult action refuses to help somebody in need of a job when asking for a job, or they work and you don't want to pay them their decent wage, and you steal their dignity from them by making them work and not pay them, and so on, which goes on in this Comox Valley for the last 10 plus years. You'll find it all in the book. RCMP have the exact same one. They just use a Martin's Criminal Code book. I'm not a public menace. I'm not a street worker because I have to dig in the dumpsters or go for a walk because I can't afford a vehicle. I'm a citizen of Canada and always have been since birth. And same with many generations of my family. And I'm tired of this bullshit that goes on in my life. They don't want to follow the law. They are considered a terrorist by this book and the book the government has. And that goes for all law enforcement. If you are wearing a uniform of our police officers or military and are not a full service member, you are fraudulently portraying an officer of the law and therefore are guilty of fraud as well and very criminal act. You can read about it in here. Thank you for watching this one. I can tell somebody's watching it. And I don't even have it on the YouTube yet. This is Ross Lai. Read your book.